The presentation is about to begin, but first I want to bring up Brendan McQuaid, my boss, President and Publisher of the New Hampshire New Leader, and also President of the New Hampshire Press Association. Come on, Brendan.
Thank you, Mike and Kim. Hi, everyone. I am Brendan McQuaid. I am the current president of the New Hampshire Press Association, and I appreciate everyone being here. A lot of folks to thank tonight. Big thanks to Phil, especially. Not only Mike, Kim, Laura, Howard, Allegra, Dave, everyone on the Banquet Committee for pulling this night together. It's an extra big commitment and an extra big thanks to Phil because he's taking time out from his much-deserved retirement to keep this event going and to get it over the finish line. So big thanks to Phil. My next thanks is to all of you. Journalism's a tough, often thankless business to be in, and everyone here knows how incredibly important this work is. Keeping our state informed and making sure that there's accountability for powerful individuals is critical, especially in these times. So thanks to each and every one of you for the tough work that you do every day. Our state is better off for it. And for those of you that are spouses, partners, families, kids of the journalists, thanks to you for putting up with it. Because it really is, without the support of the spouses and the kids and everyone else, they couldn't do their jobs. And so I appreciate every one of you for doing that. I'm glad we have a night like this to recognize the important work that everyone here does and the extraordinary journalism that our state produces. We have a lot of awards to get to, but first it's my pleasure to introduce you to our new New Hampshire Press Association Executive Director, Dave Solomon. Dave comes to us with decades of New Hampshire journalism experience. I know many of you have had the great privilege of working with Dave. I include myself in that group. And we're very lucky to have him on board to continue the amazing work that Phil has been doing for so long. So another round of applause for Phil. Dave for a few words.
Thank you. I just want to say how much I appreciate the fact that Brandon, Howard, the other members of the board feel confident that I can contribute to their efforts to keep this organization on the track that it's been on, with the momentum that it's had, the way Phil and the board has reinvigorated. It broadened the embrace of this organization to all the new forms of journalism that are taking place in this state. We hope to continue with the contest as a form of recognition that you all so much deserve in this troubled environment we sometimes find ourselves in, working on the programs, the training programs the organization has offered, and putting together this great recognition event to celebrate the fantastic work of journalism in New Hampshire. So thank you very much for the honor of serving this industry that I love and working, again, with so many people that I have so much affection for in this room. Thank you.
We couldn't have a better person. Let's see. Tonight, we honor the outstanding achievements of New Hampshire's College of Professional Journalists as part of the Press Association's 2021 Distinguished Journalism Contest. After 2 years of live streaming winners from the Nakia Slope School of Communications, we are so happy to be back at the New Hampshire Institute of Politics on the campus of St. Anselm College. Let's please give the workers here tonight a round of applause. Now, it's been a difficult couple of years for all of us, but the resilience of New Hampshire reporters and editors is evidenced by the quality of work that we're celebrating here tonight. I want each of you to be very proud of what you've accomplished. As Mike will explain in greater detail, for the 2021 contest, we sought to build upon the success of the previous 3 years of contests by refining categories and realigning divisions to reflect industry changes over the past 4 years. We will be evaluating the consequences of those changes when we set the 2022 contest, and your suggestions and observations are encouraged. We're better because of the thoughts and opinions of all of our members. Now here is Mike with more contest details.
Thanks so much, Kim. Hold on for a second. And this is my serving suggestion. They have up here for us. It says, read slowly. Let everyone savor the great journalism. That's so that when we announce the awards, people have time to come up and get their flags, get a picture, walk down. So if we're going slow, we have a purpose. All right, before we begin the awards presentation, here is some background on how the contest was conducted. Foremost, news organizations were divided into 4 divisions: large dailies, small dailies, non-dailies, and colleges. There's my slide. We also added 2 new categories: government reporting and political reporting. Total entries were up from last year's 440 to 517 this year. 199 came from large dailies, 103 from small dailies, 151 from non-dailies, a growing category in this industry, and 64 from colleges. There was some strong competition in several categories. For example, 22 feature story submissions in large dailies, 17 submissions in small daily general news reporting, and 15 in large daily health reporting. In all, 10 classifications had more than double-digit entries. Please note, not all places were awarded in all categories and divisions. That's because of 2 main reasons. First, there may not have been enough entries in a particular category or class to award these places, to award 3 places. Or second, the judge decided not to give a specific award in a particular category or division. Judges were not obligated to give out the awards. If judges did not believe any of the entries in a category or division deserved first place honors, they could award a second or third place only. Our pool of judges included professional journalists from around the country, including Florida, where I recruited one of my own friends, New Mexico, Alaska, West Virginia, New York, and Vermont, Maine, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. And as you know, if you judge in these contests, other journalists are judging these contests. So, I know our numbers have gone down overall as an industry, and you will see in some categories, people are nominated a couple, sometimes 2, 3 times. It's important because other journalists are looking at our work and recognizing great work. And that's what this is all about, regardless of where you fall in the first, second, and third category. They represent a wide realm of journalism experience: reporters, editors, photographers, video producers, executive editors, and publishers, many with distinguished careers spanning several decades. And so, with those formalities out of the way, let's begin. There's a lot of great journalism to honor tonight. And we're ready for Ken. Go on, Ken, let's go.
Now, I want to let you know, Mike, that this read slowly sign, we're definitely going to abide by that because we're going to celebrate and savor all this great journalism. But Mark Hayward over here apparently has someplace to be because he threatened to give me the wrap it up sign, and I don't need him to get the cane out at the end of the night. All right.
That's all the work that's come back.
The awards will be announced by category and division in order from 3rd place to 1st place. So first place winners should come up to the table to my left and pick up their plaque and have their pictures taken by Allegra. Certificates for 3rd and 2nd place winners will be available at the conclusion of the presentation. They will be organized by news organization. So everybody got that? Just the first place winners have to come up. Everybody else, your editor or whoever your representative here is tonight, they'll get your awards. Don't worry, you'll have them. So our first place category is feature story. In the college division, 3rd place, Daisy Young, Main Street Magazine, Steaming Milk. Second place, Caitlin Howard, The Equinox, Connecting Passions. First place, Caitlin Howard, The Equinox, Dynamic Duo. In the non-daily division, third place, Patrick Cronin, Hampton Union, Reeling in Pride. Second place is Katie Hopler and Bob Sanders, New Hampshire Business Review. State budget proposal decimates support for New Hampshire SBDC. And in first place, we have Ben Conant, Monadnock Ledger transcript, writer, teacher, actor, mentor. In the small daily division, third place, Terry Farish, In-Depth NH. Everyone has a story. Second place is Tony Chanilla, New Hampshire Patch. New Hampshire educator becomes one of the oldest women to give birth. And in first place, Amanda Goki, New Hampshire Bulletin. Rennie Cushing, dying the legislature. In the large daily division, third place, Terry Levette, Conway Daily Sun. Very hungry caterpillars. Second place, Sean K. Wickham, New Hampshire Union Leader, Getting Wildlife. First place, Todd Bookman, New Hampshire Public Radio, The Old Lady of Kensington, a record-holding tree comes down.
In the feature photo category, college division, third place, Soren France, The Equinox for Tuesdays and Sundays. Second place, also Soren France, The Equinox, Remember an Evening of Dance. First place, Tom Benoit, The Equinox, End of an Era. In the non-daily division, third place, Christine Kerrigan, Business New Hampshire Magazine. Second place, Matt Parker of the New Boston Beacon for Red, White, and Blue. First place, Ben Conant, Monadnock Budget Transfer for Sweet Saffron Apple Tender. In the small daily division, third place, Jeffrey Hastings, making a statement. Second place, Jeffrey Hastings, Encampment Addiction. First place, Jeffrey Hastings. In the large daily division, third place, David Lane, New Hampshire Union Leader, World War II War Rooms in Nashville. Second place, Olivia Falsigno, Foster State Restaurant, and in first place, Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun, Service, Real Smile.
Those are some amazing photos, huh? Our next category is feature page, and I particularly like feature page because I feel like it gives people in the newsroom an opportunity to be a little bit more creative, perhaps than they have the opportunity to do otherwise. And in the college division, we have third place, Caitlin Howard, the Equinox. Welcome to the White Room. Second place, Tom Benoit, the Equinox. Remember, an evening of dance. And in first place, Tom Benoit, the Equinox, Tuesdays and Sundays. In the non-daily division, third place, Christine Kerrigan, Business New Hampshire Magazine, Pandemic Sends Women Back. In second place, we have Christine Kerrigan, Business New Hampshire Magazine, Chambers Help Businesses Navigate Rocky Times. All right. First place, she's got it. Christine Kerrigan, Business New Hampshire Magazine, Dinner Impossible. Congratulations. In the large daily division, third place, Melanie Hitchcock, New Hampshire Union Leader. Yes, inside. Second place, Tom Lynch, New Hampshire Union Leader. We love our lead. And in first place, we have Tom Lynch, New Hampshire Union Leader. Wow. Look at those flames. Amazing.
All right, the photo essay division category. College division, second place. Alyssa Dowse, Main Street Magazine for Solitude is a Threat. And first place, Katie Clayton, Main Street Magazine for Pink Blazer. Non-daily division, first place, Marie McDonald of New Boston Beacon. Happy 100th birthday, Betty. The small daily division, third place, Jeffrey Hastings, 4th of July celebration in Merrimack. Second place, Jeffrey Hastings, Eyes on the Sky. And the Triple Crown winner is Jeffrey Hastings. Large daily division. She's working hard for us tonight. Second place, Allegra Boverman of the New Hampshire Union League for television. And in first place, Deb Cram of the Portsmouth Herald for The Last Responder.
Congratulations.
You're always at the right place at the right time.
Our next category is graphic cartoon illustration. Just like a photo can tell 1,000 words, so can a graphic cartoon or illustration. In the college division, second place, Erin McKean, Main Street Magazine. Am I there yet? First place in the college division, Ember Nevins, Main Street Magazine, Jerry Seinfeld. In the non-daily division, second place goes to Christine Kerrigan, Business New Hampshire Magazine, BizCast New Hampshire podcast logo. And first place goes to Christine Kerrigan, Business New Hampshire Magazine, Dinner Impossible. In the small daily division, First place is Peter Noonan, Manchester Area, drawing forward, editorial cartoons 2021.
Entertainment reporting category in the college division. Third place, Caitlin Howard Equinox for A Look Through the Lens. Second place, Tom Benoit, Equinox for Tuesdays and Sundays. And first place, Caitlin Howard of Equinox for Urinetown. Non-daily division, third place, Kathy Ragsdale, Business New Hampshire Magazine. Event venues prepare for the return of Gavin. Second place, Tricia Soul, New Hampshire Business Review. Rochester Museum of Fine Arts is helping the city reinvent itself. First place, John Angelo, New Hampshire Business Review, The Art of Pandemic Survival. In the small daily division, third place, Constance Cherise of Manchester Inkling. Second place, Constance Cherise, Manchester Inkling. And in first place, Nate Graziola, Manchester Inkling for Downtown Music Scene Show. Large daily division, third place, Jeff McMenemy, Portsmouth Herald, best jazz room in the country, James on Congress. Second place, Julia Ann Weeks of the New Hampshire Youth Leader for Visions of a Future Past. First place, Cowabunga, Megan Fernandez, Boston Daily.
Congratulations, Megan. The next category is health reporting. I think I've told this audience before, but one of my favorite things to do when I sit down and I actually read. Manifest? Thank you. All right. You all know I have a loud voice. I don't do myself. But one of my favorite things to read when I'm consuming news is health reporting. But for many of us prior to the pandemic, we didn't think about it as being maybe necessarily something we'd have to run on our front page day after day, month after month, year after year. So I want to congratulate all the winners here tonight because we've all had to kind of become a little bit of an expert on topics that we're unfamiliar with. And if any of you are like me, I did fine in math and science, but that wasn't my thing. That's why I'm a reporter. So I know you all understand, how hard that is to make that transition. And we've had some really incredible work here tonight, which is what I think is part of the reason which has allowed us to get to where we are, that we've been spreading great messages. Thank you. In the non-daily division, we have a tie for third place. Ashley Sari, Monadnock Ledger Transcript, Forgotten Heroes. Matthew J. Mowry, Malcolm Smith, Business New Hampshire Magazine, Pandemic's Effects on Workers' Mental Health. Second place was Kelly Birch, Granite State News Collaborative. The pandemic complicates the grieving process. And in first place, Judy Curry, Business New Hampshire Magazine. In the small daily division, second place, Gary Reno and Paula Tracy in H, staying healthy amid COVID-19. And in first place, Anne Marie Timmons. In the large daily division, third place, Olivia Belanger, Paul Kuno Booth, Keene Sentinel. For many, India's COVID crisis hits close to home. Second place goes to Kyle Stucker, Foster's Daily Democrat. Feels like forever. Dover woman's life in a shelter 1 week, then back in the cold. And in first place, we have Sean K. Wickham, New Hampshire Union Leader.
In the business and economic reporting category, non-daily division, third place, Matthew Mowery and Mike Dunbar of Business New Hampshire magazine for the salary report. Second place, Judy Curry, also of Business NH for affordable housing. First place, Bob Sanders of the New Hampshire Business Review for New Hampshire Supply Chain Nightmare. And like me, I read a disturbing story about srirachas to be out of production for like 3 or 4 months. So run to the store and buy an apple. In the small daily division, third place, Tony Chanella, end of the exchange crowds discussion about news business. Second place, Ethan DeWitt of New Hampshire Bulletin, the housing crisis in New Hampshire. First place, Maureen Milliken of Manchester, England. In the large daily division, third place, Roberta Baker is tied with her own work at Laconia Daily Sun for staving off addiction and Laconia's housing crunch and what to do about it. Second place, Michael Kuzno, New Hampshire Union Leader for Mill City Makeover. And first place, Tom Eastman of the Conway Daily Sun. Employer
All right, the next topic is crime and court reporting. Many of you who know me, especially from the Foster's region, know me because I am often, or at least I used to be, often in court covering some very serious topics and making sure that justice was served. In the non-daily division, we have third place, Paul Kuno Booth, Granite State News Collaborative. Do body cameras work? It's complicated. In second place, you have Bob Sanders, New Hampshire Business Review. New Hampshire investors entangled in real estate Ponzi scheme. In first place, we have Granite State News Collaborative, New Hampshire Bar News, Monadnock Ledger Transcript, Restorative Justice Project. In the small daily division, we have second place, Pat Grossnet, Manchester Inkling, Justice for Antoine. First place, Ethan DeWitt, New Hampshire Bulletin. In the large daily division, third place, Jack Rooney, Keene Sentinel, New Hampshire Supreme Court School Funding Decision. Second place, Jonathan Phelps, New Hampshire Union Leader, double murder in Bedford. And in first place, we have Patrick Cronin, Portsmouth Herald, Pamela Smart, 30 years after her trial.
In the government reporting category, non-daily division, third place, Barbara Tatro of the Berlin Sun. Carries out legality of abatement assessments. Second place, Ryan Lassard, Granite State News Collaborative for What is Critical Race Theory? First place, Granite State News Collaborative for Environmental Justice Project. In the small daily division. Second place, Gary Rayno and Paula Tracy of In-Depth, New Hampshire for College of All Arts. First place, Anne-Marie Timmons of the Hampshire Bulletin. It's wicked confusing. Dozens of towns have not filed paperwork to receive relief funds. In the large daily division, third place, Josie Alberson Grove and Kevin Landrigan of the New Hampshire Union Leader for demand for testing strange systems. Second place, Cassidy Jensen of the Concord Monitor. Sununu cites executive privilege to deny records. And first place goes to Megan Fernandez of the Boston Daily News. There we go.
All right. Our next category is political reporting, and I look around at the images surrounding us tonight. I am reminded once again that I have the privilege of living in the Granite State, the first in the nation primary state. I moved here from Maine about 18 years ago. I was amazed when I got here and realized just how active everybody is and how much even the average person went out to see all of the different candidates, and they would hold signs for them in the middle of Manchester, and people are just so wrapped up in that. And as I was preparing for the show today, though, I kept on thinking about all of the great political reporting that comes outside of all of that. We have so many organizations, even in this room tonight, that dedicate themselves to having good political reporting. So I hope that the winners tonight realize how special and how special New Hampshire is and how privileged we are to have the access we do to the people we do. In the non-daily division, first place, William Carroll, Berlin Sun, candidate's death forces ballot changes. In the small daily division, we have third place, Ethan DeWitt, New Hampshire Bulletin. Activists on right and left prepare for fierce school board elections. And we all know those school board elections can be very fierce. Second place, Andrew Sylvia, Manchester Inkling, 2021, election from Manchester. And in first place, we have Damian Fisher and Michael Brea, New Hampshire Journal, Bedford Ballot Politics. In the large daily division, we have second place, Jack Rooney, Keene Sentinel. Local Republicans condemn Capitol violence, but don't necessarily blame Trump. And in first place, we have Paul Feely, New Hampshire Union Leader. What will change when 5 women join the Manchester Board of Aldermen?
General news category in the college division. Third place, Tom Benoit of Equinox, Keene State faces another round of faculty buyouts. Second place, Hunter Oberst of Equinox for Greek life, formal draws criticism due to lack of mass. First place, also Hunter Oberst of Equinox for WGS faculty, students respond to academic hope. In the non-daily division, third place, Bob Sanders, New Hampshire Business Review. New Hampshire wage claims can add up for employees. Second place, Meg McIntyre of the Grant State News Collaborative, Race and Equity Series. And in first place, Kelly Birch and Laura Mead, Grant State News Collaborative. In the small daily division, third place, Ryan Starr, Pat Grossman, and Carol Rodew of Manchester Inkling for homelessness in Manchester. Second place, Amanda Goki, New Hampshire Bulletin, Casella landfill proposal in Dalton. And in first place, Kathy Staub, Manchester Inkling, New Hampshire's affordable housing crisis. Daily division, third place, Teddy Rosenbluth, country monitor for shots fired. In second place, Sean K. Wickham, New Hampshire Union Leader, death cooked up by cartels. And first place, Sean K. Wickham, New Hampshire Union Leader, on the honor of prisoners and special laws.
Cute picture. All right, our next category is general news photo. In the college division, we have third place, Seren France, the Equinox. Protesters rally outside President's office. In second place, we have Tom Benoit, the Equinox, Women's March. And in first place, we have Saron France, the Equinox, anti-typical. In the non-daily division, we have third place, Eric Anderson, Bow Times, ice fishing on Tur Pond. Second place, Tommy Goodwin, New Boston Beacon, bird watching. And in first place, we have Carly Hibbert, New Boston Beacon, town-wide yard sale. In the small daily division, we have third place, Stacey Harrison, Manchester Inkling, Mayor Joyce Craig wins re-election. In second place, we have Jeffrey Hastings, honoring fallen veterans in Merrimack. In first place, we have Jeffrey Hastings, a Northern High Holiday. In the large daily division, we have third place, David Lane, New Hampshire Union Leader, Ghost Kitchen. In second place, we have Rachel Sharpels, Conway Daily Sun, Climate Rally. And in first place, we have Hannah Schroeder,
Pays to sleep
Team
with the
Sentinel, Kid Mayor.
In the special section category, non-daily division, third place, Christine Kerrigan, Mike Dunbar, Matthew Lowry, Business New Hampshire Magazine, The Salary Report. In second place, the Nanook Ledger Transcript, COVID Reflections. And in first place, this is NH again, Christine Kerrigan, Judy Curie, Dave Solomon, Cap and Gown, Special Report on Higher Education. In the large daily division, third place, New Hampshire Union Leader, it's Day Everything Changed. Second place, New Hampshire Union Leader, New Hampshire Innovators. And in first place, Concord Monitor Impact Report. Magazine cover category, third place, Christine Kerrigan, Business NH, the News Balancing Act. Second place, Christine Kerrigan, Business NH, Dinner Impossible. And here we go again, Christine Kerrigan, third place for affordable housing. In the large daily division, third place, Lee Grang, Conway Daily Sun from North Conway this summer. Second place, Lee Grang, Conway Daily Sun Dining Guide Summer. Seasonal motif, Lee Grang, Conway Daily Sun for Dining Guide Winter. Front page, college division, third place, Claire Bowden, Hunter Helpers of Equinox for Standoff and Owl's Nest 5. We're Owl's Nest 5. But we're like Ben Folds, there's only 3 of us. First place, there's a tie. Tom Benoit, Hunter Helpers of Equinox for Antithetical. And Claire Bowden and Hunter Helpers of Equinox for Community Speaks Out. Non-daily division, third place, Nadine Mannion of the Vote Times, June 2021. Second place, Elise Thornton, New Boston Beacon for December 2021. And first place, Elise Thornton, New Boston Beacon.
The next category tonight is Best Newscast. In the college division, we have first place, KSC TV News in Akeem State College. We have a couple of awards for podcasts, and I know we all enjoy a good podcast, and I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to create one or be part of one. It's so rewarding, but so much work, like way more than I thought when I signed up. So I have tremendous amounts of respect for the people who are winning these awards tonight. In the large daily division, we have first place, Jason Moon, Jack Rodolico, New Hampshire Public Radio, Death Resulting. For podcast reoccurring, in the college division, first place, Andrew Michaud, Timothy Wagner, The Equinox, The Chirp Season, In the non-daily division, third place, Anna Brown, Mike Dunbar, Citizens Count, Granite State News Collaborative, and Franklin Pierce University. $100 plus mileage podcast. Second place is Nathan Carroll, Matthew J. Mowry, Business New Hampshire, BizCast NH. And in first place, we have Anthony Payton, Granite State News Collaborative, and Franklin Pierce University. In the small daily division, second place, Wayne D. King, In-Depth NH, New Hampshire Secrets, Legends, and Lore. And in first place, we have Roger Wood, In-Depth NH, Roger Wood's Golden Voice. Finally, for best use of social media, we have in the large daily division, first place, WMUR digital staff, ULocal, New Hampshire.
Best use of audio category, features. Hello? Moving on to do not call list. In the large daily division, first place, Sarah Gibson, New Hampshire Public Radio. Highlighting networks of group history, here's what a summer looks like in summer's work. Best use of audio news in the small daily division. First place, Tony Shanella, Concord, New Hampshire Passion. Coronavirus in New Hampshire, government reflects on response to pandemic. Best use of video feature, small daily division. Second place, Tony Shanella, Concord, New Hampshire Patch. A slow and soggy start to Concord's Market Days Festival. Fourth place, Tony Shanella, Concord, New Hampshire Patch. Concord Burger Fest fundraiser has new offerings for 2021. The large daily division first place, Sean McDonald and Chris Shepard of WMUR-TV for New Hampshire Chronicle, Mount Washington Sunrise Hike. Best use of video news, College Division first place, Timothy Wagner of the Equinox for Chess Club at Keene State College. Small daily division third place, Jeffrey Hastings. Thousands of people honor New Hampshire Highway State Patrol Staff Sergeant Jesse Sherrill. Second place, Tony Shanella, Concord, New Hampshire Patch. Handful of armed demonstrators call for peace in New Hampshire State House. In first place, also Tony Shanella, Concord High School seniors stage privileges walkout. Okay, another best use of video for sports in the large daily news division. First place, Sean McDonald and Chris Shepard at WMUR for New Hampshire Chronicle, Bethlehem Cat Camp.
All right, the sports categories. For sports news and non-breaking, in the college division, third place, Claire Bowden, Caitlin Howard, the Equinox, Streak Snapped. Second place is Piper Pavlich, the Equinox, a look behind the curtain. And in first place, we have Piper Pavlich, the Equinox, history in the making. In the non-daily division, we have first place, Christopher Hall, New Boston Beacon, mountain biking in New Boston. In the small daily division, second place, Ryan O'Connor, Manchester and England. Crusaders show guts, slip past Central in playoff nail-biter. And in first place, we have Ryan O'Connor, Manchester Inkling. Trinity successfully defends state championship. In the large daily division, we have third place, Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun. Eagles come oh so close. Second place is Chris Detweiler, Keene Sentinel. Keene High's Austin Morris feels confident coming into wrestling season. And first place is Matt Parker, Concord Monitor. Hawks field hockey snaps 29-year title, drought with overtime win against Bishop Brady. The next category is sports news, breaking. In the college division, we have third place, Cameron Beal, the New Hampshire, UNH football. Head coach Sean McConnell announces his retirement after 23 years with UNH. Second place, we have Aurora Caravello, the Equinox, soccer player's brother killed. And in first place, we have Tom Benoit, the Equinox, and an owl leaves the nest. The next category is sports photo. In the large daily division, we have third place, Deb Cram, Portsmouth Herald, making the cut. In second place, we have Rachel Sharpels, Conway Daily Sun, Sunday, Muddy Sunday. And in first place, we have Great shot, Olivia.
In the sports feature category, non-daily division, third place, Ben Cohen, and that's not ledger transcript for Granite Roots, Run Deep. Second place, Ben Cohen, and not ledger transcript for Guiding Lights. First place, Ben Cohen, and not ledger transcript for Run Deep. In the small daily division, second place, Bill Gilman, Manchester Inkling. He's a keeper. Rennie does it all, flipping Trinity to King's win over Conan. And in first place, Andrew Sylvia, Manchester Inkling. Central East Memorial. Large daily division. Third place, Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun. Mr. Man was a legend, albeit a humble one. Second place, Chris Detweiler, Keene Sentinel, or Keene's Aurora Leon, pushes her limitations during ever-resting challenge on mountain. First place, Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun. Tucker and Parker team up the challenge. Sports feature photo, non-daily division, second place, Rob Reimer, New Boston Beacon, finding that winter thing. In first place, Scott Gilliard, New Boston Beacon, and the tourist is doing the Eastern Race in the small daily division, second place, Ryan O'Connor, Manchester Nickman for lighter than air. First place, Jeffrey Hastings for ice racing. In the large daily division, third place, Olivia Falsigno, Portsmouth Herald game winner. Second place goes to Deb Cram, the Portsmouth Herald, for flying on ice. First place, Olivia Falsigno, for best seat in the house.
All right, next we have the sports columnist of the year. In the non-daily division, we have first place, Scott Gillard, New Boston Beacon. In the small daily division, first place, George Lissette, Inda, Sports page in the college division. For first place, we have Claire Boughton, the Equinox, striking gold in the Little East. In the large daily division, third place, Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun. Raiders rout the Hawks, now 3-0. Second place, we have Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun. Kennett girls repeat as state champions. And in first place, we have Lloyd Jones, Conway Daily Sun. Kennett gets 2 teams into the Final Four.
Spot News Photo, non-daily division, second place, Dan McDonald, New Boston Beacon. First place, Sherry Maloney, New Boston Beacon, River Road. In the small daily division, third place, Jeffrey Hastings, Trooper stabilizes victim. And in second place, Jeffrey Hastings, 3-year-old fire kills woman. First place, Jeffrey Hastings, and the women's first national fire. In the large daily division, third place, Deb Cram of Foster's Daily Democrat for I Give Up. Second place, David Lane, the Hampshire Union Leader. Anti-vaccine protesters removed from council. And first place, Jay Heath of the Concord Monitor for Webster Diarist.
Next, we have spot news reporting. In the non-daily division, third place, Edith Tucker, Barbara Tetro, Berlin Sun, car remains found in Connecticut River. Second place, Barbara Tetro, Berlin Sun, driver rescued after car ends up in Dead River. And in first place, we have Ashley Sorry, Monadnock Ledger transcript. Floodwaters rip through the region. In the small daily division, third place goes to Tony Chanella, Concord, New Hampshire Pack, South End Apartment Building Fire. Second place goes to Harrison Thorpe, the Rochester Voice. Rochester apartment house leaves 12 homeless. First place, we have Ethan DeWitt, Amanda Goki, Anne-Marie Timmons, New Hampshire Bulletin. Chris Sununu decides not to run for U.S. Senate. In the large daily division, second place, Megan Fernandez, Foster's Daily Democrat. Trick or treat or tap. Go to that plays Gearkey for kids when candy's gone. I really liked that story. That was a good one. First place goes to Megan Fernandez, Foster's Daily Democrat.
I have not been looking at the clock, but I can tell you that we're about 2/3 of the way through because the script was so thick, I had to split it into 3 pieces, and this is number 3. Right now, here we go. Investigative story series, College Vision, 3rd place. Staff of Equinox for Standoff in Owl's Nest 5. Second place, Tom Benoit of Equinox for hazing. 5 MPI suspended after hazing investigation. And in first place, Isabel Curtis of the New Hampshire for UNH profited from indigenous lands out west. In the non-daily division, 3rd place, Bob Sanders, New Hampshire Business Review, New Hampshire, South Dakota, and the Pandora Papers. Second place, Judy Curry, Business NH Magazine, Affordable Housing. And first place, New Hampshire Bar News with the Grand State News Collaborative for Environmental Justice Project. In the small daily division, 3rd place, Ryan Lassard of Manchester Inkling. Behind the scenes in Manchester, clearing homeless camps is like a frustrating game of whack-a-mole. Second place is Tony Chanel of Concord Patch for Capital City Charter School financial investigation. In first place, Anne-Marie Timmons, New Hampshire Bulletin, behind New Hampshire's COVID-19 vaccination efforts. In the large daily division, 3rd place, Kyle Stucker, Foster's Daily Democrat, Douglas Chance sex abuse investigation. Second place, Casey McDermott, New Hampshire Public Radio, as COVID alarm bells went off at Valley Street Jail. County officials gave it high marks. First place, Teddy Rosenbluth, Concord Monitor for shots fired.
All right, our next category this evening is editorial writing. In the non-daily division, we have 3rd place for Chuck Douglas, Bow Tie. First place goes to Matthew J. Mowry, Business NH Magazine. In the small daily division, 3rd place, Michael Graham, New Hampshire Journal. First place goes to Harrison Thorpe, the Rochester Voice. In the large daily division, first place goes to Mark Grangi, Conway Daily Sun. All right, now, Mike, of course, is right, as always. We are getting towards the end of the contest. I know it's kind of hot in here. I see some people fanning themselves. We'll try. I'm sweating too, okay? We'll try to get through this, but I really want to take some time to savor these awards because these are kind of what culminates the entire show here. So, for Columnist of the Year, do we have a college division? No? In the non-daily division, we have second place, Keith Gentili, New Boston Beacon, Cannon Falls. First place, Anthony Payton, Granite State. In the small daily division, we have third place, Michael Davido, In-Depth NH, Radio Free, New Hampshire. Second place goes to Nate Graziano, Manchester, England. Not that profound. And in first place, we have Dan Cesny, Manchester, England, Transcendental Dad. In the large daily division, we have third place, Michael Cote, New Hampshire Union Leader. Second place, Joanna Carter, Conway Daily Sun. And in first place, we have Mark Hayward, New Hampshire.
Category I didn't expect to see. Rookie of the Year. This is one of the most important categories to me. I'm so glad to see we have another generation of brave souls join the news industry. Yes, the business model is always in a state of flux, but the need for news gathered by professionals is extremely important. So this is great. In the small daily division, first place, Amanda Goki from Hampshire Bulletin. Large daily division, third place, Ian Lenihan of the Portsmouth Courier. Second place goes to Matt Parker of the Concord Monitor. First place, Cassidy Jensen of the Concord Monitor. Photographer of the Year. This is a single award combining all news organization classes. Third place, Deb Cram of the Portsmouth Herald. Second place, David Lane of the New Hampshire Union Leader. First place, Jeffrey Hastings.
The next award is Excellence in Collaboration and Partnership. This honor is awarded to newsrooms and media organizations who have formed partnerships or collaborations to cover a topic or story that is of significance to their communities. This is a single award combining all news organization classes. And we have in third place, Anna Brown, Mike Dunbar, Citizens Count, Granite State News Collaborative, Franklin Pierce University, $100 plus mileage podcast. Granite State News Collaborative, New Hampshire Press Association, College Diversity Project. First place, Granite State News Collaborative, Race and Equity Initiative. In community service, in the non-daily division, we have a second place tie. That is with Kathy Ragsdale of Business NH Magazine, Pandemic Hits Workers with Disabilities Hard, and Chuck Douglas of the Bow Times for Police Sergeant Suspended. In first place, we have Granite State News Collaborative, Race and Equity Initiative. In the large daily division, second place goes to Roberta Baker, Laconia Daily Sun, Senior Life during COVID. And in first place, we have another tie with Roberta Baker of the Laconia Daily Sun, coverage of homelessness, and David Brooks, Concord Monitor, with COVID
Okay, it's the First Amendment category. This category represents one of the most important things we do, just make government accountable and trial and veil of secrecy we face with so many records that should be public. It's time-consuming work and involves collaboration with our attorneys. The people who excel this work are relentless, because that's what it takes. In the non-daily division, first place, Chuck Douglas of the Bow Times, former Bow Police Chief, loses certification. In the small daily division, second place, Chris Namath and Michael Graham, the Hampshire Journal. Governor Sununu and the arrest of a reporter. And in first place, Nancy West in Devon, New Hampshire. First place winner in the large daily division in next Mark Hayward, New Hampshire Senior Leader. Judge calls secrecy of police during the certification weird.
All right. The next award is for General Excellence, Digital Presence. In the College Division, we have first place, the Equinox. In the Small Daily Division, third place goes to New Hampshire Journal. Second place goes to Manchester Inkling. First place goes to New Hampshire Bulletin. In the large daily division, second place goes to WMUR-TV. First place goes to the New Hampshire Union Leader. For General Excellence Magazine, the first place award goes to Business NH Magazine. For General Excellence College Newspaper, second place goes to Main Street Magazine. And first place goes to the Equinox.
General Excellence category for non-daily newspaper. Third place, Bow Times. Second place, New Hampshire Business Review. place, the Monadnock Ledger Transcript. General excellence for daily newspapers. Third place, the Conway Daily Sun. In second place, the Hampshire Union Leader.
Yes, they'll do Tuesdays and Thursdays. Amazing. Congratulations.
First
Deb.
place, Concord
I was just
Monitor.
we'll do Tuesday and Thursday.
Congratulations to the winners of that category. All right. We've reached a point in the ceremony where we honor recent recipients of the Press Association's Lifetime Achievement Award. And this year, it is with remembrance tinged with sadness because of the recent passing of WWR-TV political reporter John Staso. John's New Hampshire journalistic career spans more than 40 years, beginning with the New Hampshire Union Leader in 1979. John was recognized across the country as one of the best in the business. John received his Lifetime Achievement Award in this very room 3 years ago. And those of us who were here can remember his beaming, proud smile and the fact that we misspelled his name and he got up and was like, "Can't anybody spell my name right?" But he's somebody we're all gonna miss and aspire to be like in our own way, in our own careers. To honor John, with permission from WWR-TV, we would like to play a brief video prepared and aired on their station.
We're mourning the loss of our colleague.
John was known as the dean of the New Hampshire political journalists, covering presidential primaries, really like no other, asking the tough questions, being a mentor to budding journalists, and was a really well-spirited person and just an all-around great guy. WWR political director Adam Sexton here with more on John Staso. Adam.
Well, Tom and Jen, it's an understatement to say this is a devastating loss, not just for us, but for the state of New Hampshire as well. John was an institution in and of himself in the Granite State, and he leaves behind a remarkable legacy.
John Staso was a journalist, but he was also one of the central figures in New Hampshire politics over 5 different decades. He worked so hard to get the facts and get them out first, whether the story was about the President of the United States or the most intricate insider details of a local political party dispute. He was a newspaper reporter of the old school, always working the phones. And when the transition came from print to digital, it wasn't uncommon for John to break news at any hour of the day or night. You could wake up in the morning and scroll through Twitter and see that he had posted a major story at 3 in the morning. John was tough. He was a relentless competitor and did not really have an off switch when it came to that competitiveness. Any journalist who sat next to him in the newsroom learned so much by just listening to him not only conduct interviews, but especially working those sources. And if somehow a big story went somewhere else, well, those sources heard from John, who was always very calm, but also very clear and direct about how that was not going to happen again. But those calls didn't have to happen very often because John was so trusted and so upfront and kind with everyone he dealt with. His reporting was similarly direct and consequential, and no matter how big a story he just broke a day or even an hour before, he was always moving to the next big story, making sure he got it and got it right. He was never one to brag about just how consequential his reporting could be, but one former HHS commissioner once told me that John Staso's reporting was integral in the decision to close the Laconia State School, an institution for people with disabilities that had failed Granite Staters. And John played a role in bringing those problems to light. Of course, alongside that impactful local journalism was his front row seat reporting on the dozens of first-in-the-nation candidates who flocked to New Hampshire over the years to try to become President of the United States. John approached all of them with a skeptical eye, no fear, no deference to title or pedigree, an almost perfect embodiment of how your classic New Hampshire voter would assume the great responsibility and tremendous privilege of challenging and testing these men and women who seek the most powerful office on planet Earth. I'll repeat it just because it is the essence of who John was. He worked so hard. He never stopped. Even just a few days ago, he was talking about wanting to get back to doing some work, get that byline back in the mix on WMUR.com, where he always wanted that top spot. Without question, the Granite State is diminished by this loss, but the hard work and the written words of John DeStaso will live on as a defining record of his era of New Hampshire politics.
Our sincere condolences and love go out to John's wife, Diane, and his two sons, Dante and Nick. We've truly lost a legend, more importantly, a great friend and ally in this newsroom. Tom and Jen.
All right, Adam, very well said. Thank you so much, and we will be right back.
Many of those written words for John were in his long career, tenure at the Hampshire Union Leader, where I had a chance to work with him for a few years before he moved on. And I'm going to talk about some of the winners over the past few years who also have this award. And most of these folks I've also had the pleasure of working with when they're working Union Leader, including Nancy West, Executive Editor of InDepthNewHampshire.org, who got this award in 2019. That year, we also honored former New Hampshire Union Leader publisher Joe McQuaid, who's currently editor-at-large. He's still working with us. And Dean Shalhoub, senior reporter for the Nashville Telegraph. From 2020, we had Kevin Landrigan. And Gary Reyna, who did the same job for us and now is with InDepthNewHampshire.org. Also that year, we saluted David Terrell Vasaki of the Associated Press and Nakia Slow of School of Communication, which he ran for. And last year, we honored Michael Mortensen, veteran Lakes Region reporter and editor, and political cartoonist Mike Marland.
All right, here's the moment. We have this year's Lifetime Achievement Award, and it's being given to one person, Paula Tracy. Paula Tracy worked as a general assignment reporter at the New Hampshire Union Leader for 25 years before going to WMUR in 2013. Since 2018, she has been an important part of the reporting team at the nonprofit online news outlet InDepthNH.org. There are few areas of news that Paula hasn't covered extensively, from the governor and executive council meetings, to the state legislature, to Fish and Game, to the courts and human interest stories. Whatever Paula writes about, though, it's always done fairly, without bias, and always with a passion for the human details. She started a new short video for InDepthNH.org called IHOP, which stands for In the Hallways of Power, in which she talks to everyday people who show up at the State House to voice their opinions to their lawmakers. Everyday people are just as important to Paula as those who hold power. While covering the COVID-19 crisis, Paula did a first-person story talking about taking a COVID test, which still seemed really scary at the time. She took a selfie while getting tested and wrote about it, so people would have a better idea of what it was like. And I think that it alleviated some people's fears. It's her deep caring about people that often sets Paula apart in the world of New Hampshire journalism, not just her wonderfully honed reporting skills. A native of New Hampshire, Paula graduated from the University of New Hampshire and has spent most of her career telling the important stories of her home state. She's also a talented column writer as well, sharing her knowledge of the nooks and crannies of New Hampshire. So tonight, we want to thank you, Paula, for all that you've done for journalism in New Hampshire, and will continue doing with that special passion you bring to your job. We all look up to you.
I just can't thank you guys enough. It was a wonderful experience to read an email that said that I had been honored by you, because this is really the audience that I would really want to be respected by. People who do this job on a daily basis and know how hard it is. And I am so thankful for Nancy West over here, who picked me up off the street again after journalism. They kicked me to the curb and reminded me that I have value and that I have stories to tell. And I will continue to have those stories. And I thank you so much. I love my family, and I love you. Thank you.
Congratulations. And so to conclude the evening with Journalist of the Year, a prestigious Journalist of the Year award. I've had the honor of working with these fine men over the last 10 years. Some I'm still working with them now. Third place winner is Mark Hayward, the Hampshire Union Leader. Second place, Gary Reno in Denver, New Hampshire. This year's New Hampshire Journalist of the Year is Michael Kuzma.
Thanks, everybody. I worked with many of you, and in these tough times where a lot of us work remotely, I think everyone did such a great job in keeping people up to date who wanted answers on unemployment and COVID tests and things like that. And a lot of journalism today is now solutions-based and based on funding by private sources, including my project with What's Working on Workforce Development. And I'd like to thank Mike and Tim Kelly for supporting our efforts to spend more time on particular topics to give people the information they need. And congratulations to, like I said, to everybody for enduring these past tough couple of years to produce some excellent journalism around the state. Thank you.
That's our presentation for tonight. Congratulations to all the winners.